by Reed Spring High School's Advanced Video Production Media Team. Thank you for watching and enjoy the event.
Welcome back to Reed Spring Football. Tonight we take on Hollister Tigers at Hollister. Joining me tonight I have Philip Uring and Josh Green.
Hey, we're ready for some football down here in Hollister, and we're looking for these Hollister Tigers to put up a fight this week as the Reed Spring tries to bounce back from a loss against the Mount Vernon Mountaineers from last week. Backyard battle. They got a big old trophy for this big matchup, and these teams will be going at it for many years, but I'm looking forward to this one.
We have yet to give it away. Couple years, many years.
Yes, that trophy is coveted by both teams, and we're hoping to keep it still as the band's wrapping up their performance and opening the game. We are looking for these teams to come out here.
Tonight we have returning is Parker Maloney as well as Justin Miller, both coming off. He came back from a broken wrist right there, fractured wrist, and Parker coming back from a back injury from school weights.
Yeah, we look forward to those two big offensive guards coming back. It sure would help our running game, as we had some issues with that last week, and I'm looking forward to really have a bounce back this time.
From Catholic, and they stopped most of our runs because of the two assets missing there. But I was talking to Justin that week, and I was really impressed on how he coached those guys and how they stepped up. They played decently. They played very well compared to what they've been doing. And Justin was on the sideline as well as Parker, really coaching them up, telling them what they need to do, and just getting them hyped up, ready to play that game.
Yes, it was very good to see those boys out there coaching them up, and I'm really looking forward to seeing them out here again this week, as they've had a week off. Maybe as well as the injuries, maybe some rest will help with this big grind of football season. As
we were saying, bouncing back from that devastating loss last week.
Well, it was devastating, but you know, Ross, they really fought hard last week, and sometimes the team needs that win or lose, and it really just it helps with a lot of team bonding. And this week, I think they're going to be a lot stronger together.
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah, I mean, also, like, even though with that hard loss, I mean, I feel like the team, like how you were saying, Philip, I mean, they played incredibly strong together. We still had a great game, so I mean, I just feel like if anything, like, they increased our morale for the next game, like, you know, like, let's come out stronger and better for this game.
Like we said, we have some few returning guys coming back as well. They're coming off the loss last week.
As Hollister takes the field.
Hollister does have a new coach this year. They're great. They had a good coach last year, but they just couldn't make it far enough into what they'd like to see. So they had to do a little change up right there, and this coach has really helped them and really helped them improve as a team, becoming more physical and playing harder than they did the last couple years.
Yes, this Hollister team has always had a very good mindset and very good effort from the players, but a lot of times they don't have the numbers and maybe even the coaching staff to bring it up and compete more as they should. And this year I look for them to be a lot stronger. Both teams are on the sidelines now as the captains prepare to take the field for the coin toss.
The captains look like Ben Mueller, Cole Watson, Justin Miller, and
We're looking for some hard running tonight from our fullback Cody Hughes, as he will come back this week, as he has every week this year. And he's been a very
versatile runner
that has helped us a lot on the offensive side of the ball. So we look for him as he's on the sideline. Where's the player? Right there. Okay.
That's what. Very nice stadium. As they said before the game, that this is new turf coming from some of really big sponsors out here, which is always nice to see. Upgrading the stadium and what they're going to play on.
Yes, you always love to see some upgrades in football turf, but to be honest with you, Ross, after playing on these turf and grass fields, I personally like the grass a lot better. It's to me as a player, high school football a little bit more. Not that this turf isn't very good looking, it really is, and it adds to the fan experience a little bit more.
Sure. To the seating, a little bit like our stadium.
Well, really, Hollister is the cousin of Reed Spring as far as sports programs, and that's why we always go toe-to-toe here.
At the outside, like we said, and it does look like this week that we'll be trying to run the ball to the outside because Hollister's really good players. They're 2 defensive tackles.
Yeah.
Really the standout players in defense.
Yeah.
Have you talked to anybody, figure out kind of what their game plan is?
Well, I kind of talked to some of the players, and their passing. They improved so much on their passing from week 1 for sure, and like I feel like they're still going to try to utilize that the game. But their main focus is still that running. I mean, Reed Spring has always been huge on the running, and they're not going to give it up on this game at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these are running teams, and this is high school football in Southwest Missouri. We run the football. That's just how we do it. We run it up the gut and hope for the best, and it's really hard to get out of that.
Yeah, my favorite thing is passing. I love to see passing, and to me, Philip, I just feel like every time we get a pass in, it's something like big happens, or it's always a first down, or something just huge. So like, do you like agree with me on that, or like should we just kind of stick to the pass? The running play still.
I agree. I love our passing plays. However, I believe what opens that up is the fact that we run so much opens up those passes as they are not expected quite as much by the opposite defenses. Yeah. So they are very useful, and I like the use of them. But the running really does open up that passing when we choose to do it.
Well, talking about passing, Hollister's quarterback, he is a sophomore, I believe, this year. This is his first year as a starter. So he kind of got thrown in there. He hasn't really gotten down the read options that they run. So I was talking to Parker Money today that their quarterback, he's heard that before the play is called, they do the option right there. They know where they're automatically going to go to. So it's not how our offense, where Blake has the 3 decisions, where he's either going to hand it off to Seth, keep it, or he's going to pitch it off to Cody Hughes. Where in their huddle, where he tells them who he's going to pitch it to, or if he's going to run it himself. A little bit of a different kind of style.
Wolves coming out to kick off the ball to start off the game here. That will give us the ball back after halftime, which will be helpful if we have ourselves in a rough situation at that moment. But I really doubt it. We got a strong team this week.
Colin Cramblett is going to kick off today.
And once again, we got the big boys, Matthew and Grant up in the middle. They're going to blow some stuff up the gut as they're in that field.
For sure. Honestly, Colton has improved so much on his kicking. Yeah.
Good catch.
Good blocking right there.
Very good blocking by Hollister. Takes a pack of Wolves to bring him down.
Oh, there is a fumble. Was called down before he dropped it, however. This will set him up around the 30-yard line.
All right, the Reed Spring defense will come out. Reed Spring defense consists of, in the defensive end positions, Cameron Essick and Al Chavez. Essick moved from Branson freshman year and has played defensive end all through high school. I'll get more to the defense after these plays. First play for the snap.
It is a handoff to the left side. Brought down by Seth Stamps, although tough run right there. You see their back right there, 34. That is Logan Narvaez. He is a senior. He workhorse running back, like I've heard.
Yes.
That he's going to fight for every yard that he can get for.
Also on our defensive end, Al Chavez. In the defensive tackle positions, we have Tony Leal and Grant Clark, both first-year starters, but they're big boys ready to tear it up. Got to run out right. Good blocking for the Hollister Tigers as the ball may have come out, but I think he was down before.
Logan Armitage is the ball carrier.
So, I mean, also Grant Clark has improved so much this year also. I don't know if you guys really noticed that. I mean, I've been seeing he's getting so much more tackles this season and got improved so much physically and mentally. I mean, I think it's just great to see how much he's improved.
Coming out as a leader this year. Very vocal guy.
3rd down and 1 as the Reed Spring Wolves look to make a big stop on defense in this opening drive. It looks like they're going to get the first down as they get a few yards there on the run up the middle. Moving on with our defense, we have inside linebackers Benjamin Moeller and Colton Cramblett. Moeller being a 3-year starter at that leading Mike backer position. He's been playing middle linebacker since 7th grade, and Colton Cramblett, it's his 2nd year starting at middle linebacker. So we look for those two to be very strong tonight.
So, I mean, from what I'm hearing, like the student section for Hollister, I mean, they're making a lot of noise, and then that just kind of remind me of like how much how much it's the same with Reed Spring, like I mean, because how you guys were kind of talking about is like the cousin, and it's just crazy how much our schools are alike pretty much, like how you guys were talking about.
There was a pitch on the play, but it was dropped. The refs called it down, incomplete pass. However.
Moving on with our defense, we have Matthew Allison and JT Bailiff at the outside linebacker positions. It's Matt Allison's 1st year being a starter, and JT has played last 2 years starting. And he is a very active basketball player as well, so we look for him later in the season.
Big run right there. That again is Logan Navarez.
Man, strong running by him so far. He's going to be someone we got to deal with all night. He's going to be a good workhorse for those Hollister Tigers.
He is a senior, 6 foot, 180 pounds. He does play linebacker as well.
1st and 10 for the Hollister Tigers as they line up for the snap. So run up the middle, and he is stopped and brought down by Tony Leal. What a big boy he is getting after tonight. He's pumped up.
You guys see that when he yelled, he spit out his mouthpiece.
He's just getting excited, boys.
I mean, the school spirit today seemed very excited. Everybody seemed super excited for this game today.
Oh, yeah. It was a big rivalry game like this. You always look for some school spirit to be out here, and as well as the players. They always want to beat each other coming in this game. It's an old school rivalry, and we all love it.
Oh, yeah.
We are, as well, missing one of our starting defensive backs. Colby Stewart's out this week with an injury.
Yes, we got Cole Watson to replace him. He usually has not played too much defense, but he's in this week. A very good wide receiver for us, and being that's the opposite side of wide receiver playing cornerback, we look for him to be very effective in that position.
He did play cornerback and defensive back last year as well, and he had some few picks, a few interceptions. So he's going to come in here, and we're not going to lose a step, I feel like, on the defensive side of the ball with our corners.
Yes, Cole Watson having that experience is very helpful in this situation.
I mean, I'm guessing it helps also because he's also still like a veteran, so he knows all the plays and everything, so it'll be less confusing.
There is a pass caught over Matt Allison for a touchdown. Big throw right there, big gain, big score right there.
Well, you really, I also expected the Tigers to do some of that passing because they realize we are very strong up the middle, and we just got to adjust to how they are reacting to our defense itself. So we're going to need that to open our eyes a little bit for the rest.
Armridge, he is a wide receiver, so kind of like where we got it with the Cody play last week.
Extra point looks good to me.
Kick is good.
As the Reed Spring Wolves will look to return the kickoff to get our offense started. Finishing off our defense from cornerback. It's Blake Grunvold's first year starting on defense as he's been the quarterback the last few years. And our safety, Seth Stamps, who's been a 3-year starter now, very strong safety.
Incredible player.
And we look for him to be a big factor in this game. Coach Gessinger preparing our kickoff return team for this return as we look.
Especially at this next timeout or the next dead ball, that Kessinger is going to talk to the defensive backs as well. I think we'll see any more deep passes from Hollister tonight.
Back deep to receive is Seth.
Cameron Essick.
And Cameron Essick, wow. Two fast kids back there. Stamps look like he's going to
Nice
return the
kick.
ball from the end zone. Going to take. Fair, yeah.
That was a pretty good kick for the time.
It was a great kick. The ball will be placed on the 20-yard line.
Here comes that Reed Spring offense with that back left guard Parker Maloney and right guard Justin Miller.
As you can see on Justin Miller's left hand, he does have a. Anyway, that's going to affect how he's been playing.
Oh, no. I mean, knowing Justin, his mentality, his drive.
Blake Gronville brought down the backfield after a bit of a broken play. We'll look for some better out of him later. To finish up that offensive line, we have at left tackle Ben Moeller. At center, Justin. Him to be very good today. And then right tackle, Parker Barrington. He is first-year starter for the offensive line in Reed Spring.
We've talked a lot about Justin Locke these past couple games, how he stepped up and filled a big role filling in for Austin Bradfield, being one of the best centers we've had in a long time, being a big guy, being able to block. Got an interview with him saying that he does feel pressure, but he feels like he could be even better than Austin Bradfield.
He's wearing that same number, so he's got a lot to live up to, and I think he's had a good connection with Blake Gronville after seeing those two in weights class. They seem to be working well together. 3rd down and 8 as we run out to the left. It's a pass.
It is completed to Seth Stamps.
Don't really see that too often anymore. Seth getting patches. Don't really never see that anymore.
We've seen a couple. He had a few the last couple games. He had a touchdown, I believe.
It will be a 1st down for the Reed Spring Wolves. Got a deep run by Cody Hughes. He looks like he's going to go all the way to the end zone.
Touchdown, Reed Spring.
Cody Hughes, he moved here sophomore year and has played sophomore and junior year of football. He started a little bit last year, and he moved in from Jefferson, Missouri. We look for him to be real strong. He has been a great runner so far this year, and he's a great filling in for all these strong fullbacks we've had in the past. He helps that offense run very well.
He was hurt the final couple games last year, and he was a big factor in those. He got some playing time, and the coaches really saw what he was capable of doing. So he's really stepped up this year and showed that he can do even better as he did last year. Oh.
A missed snap on that kickoff.
Well, Watson is going to keep it.
Watson's pushed out of bounds and will not get the extra point there. They had a messed
Not
up snap.
short. We've seen a couple of those snaps that get messed up. Too low, maybe in a catch and get it up there in time. But usually that happens once in a game, and then it gets a lot better from there.
You know, every once in a while you'll have stuff happen to guys, especially early in the game when they got them jitters coming to them, and at least they're going to get it out early. We'll have plenty of game left, and I'm not worried about it going forward. As Reed Spring gets ready to kick the football off again to give the ball back to the Hollister offense.
We have a great turnout from our side of the field, from our fans. A lot of parents, a lot of students out here coming to represent us. It is only 30-minute drive out here.
All right, it's always good. Yes, and Ross, it's always good to see a lot of fan participation out here, especially in this rivalry game as Colton Cramlett begins to kick off the football.
We've got a lot of rivals. 3 games in a row, kind of rivalry games.
Hey, rivals are a good thing. They get you fired up for the game. Got a run out to the right. Looks like Cramblett, the kicker's going to bring him down. Good effort by him.
There, we had a few problems the first couple games with our kickoff coverage, letting a few guys get some big gains, as we saw a touchdown, a few kickoff touchdowns, allowing that. We've seen a lot of improvement since then.
Yes, I'm sure our kickoff team they spotted that weakness in our football team this year, but they have really patched it up, and I feel like we got some
really addressed it.
Yeah, really addressed it. We got some guys out there that are ready to go. 4-man front for the defense. Both number 5s collide. Cole Watson pushes him out of bounds. Ben Moeller getting the call from the sideline from Coach Gosh.
We've kind of seen different players play quarterback for Hollister. It looks like number 2 is also sharing some snaps with their main quarterback right there. And that is number 6, their main quarterback, Leighton Morgan.
Got to run up the behind. Good effort by him to keep up with the runner.
Tony's been great all year. He had a few false starts the last game. But we'll see a lot better, because that last game was very loud. A lot of players couldn't hear on the field what was being communicated.
Well, you know, with big old Tony, he's really excited. He gets excited before the plays. And,
aggressive.
A very aggressive, excited player, and it's okay to, I shouldn't say it's okay to jump out every once in a while, but it's kind of be expected with a guy with that much enthusiasm. We got a pass by the Hollister Tigers. It's going deep. Over Cole Watson, and they complete another deep pass. Our defensive backs are once again getting a little bit short there. They're going to have to adjust and maybe sit back a little bit more, watching for the.
I kind of thought that we'd only let one pass get by us, but it looks like we might be allowing a few more.
I know our defensive coaches will be making some adjustments as soon as those players get off the field to address the situation. That big old parent section and student section behind us is starting a Go Big Red chant to just make this defense get up on their feet and ready to go for this short yardage situation. Pass out right. Brought in with number 34. And it looks like he will run it in for a touchdown.
Touchdown Hollister. That's Logan Vars again.
He's on fire tonight. I mean, we got to find a way to stop this kid.
Big run right there as we were announced right there. Nice kick, and that is good.
Well, this will give us another chance to this Reed Spring offense to get the ball, and we look forward to them trying to make another effort at this and maybe getting some points on the board to match these Hollister Tigers, which are putting up a very strong offensive stand so far.
So, guys, do you think like the last game is affecting our team right now by chance? Like, do you think it's hurting us at all or affecting us?
I think that in some sort of ways it's still in their head. They're still thinking about it because it was a tough loss against the big school that we like to play against. That's one of our rivals. And I kind of feel, and I've heard a lot of players feel, that they're still kind of thinking about that game, what they need to improve. But right now, they really need to improve on thinking what this game needs to consist of and what they need to finish this game out.
Yeah, I completely agree. How about you, Phil? Like, do you have kind of the same thought?
Yeah, a tough loss like that really stick with you a little while. These guys need to try to turn the page. Nothing to be messed around with. This ball.
Number 27, Caleb Solis.
good to see him out here. He's getting guys out here, make some good effort and helping out our returns.
Played a lot of snaps on JV as well.
Junior varsity, it's a great place for those guys to get ready for when they come of age to play some varsity, and we always look for those guys to bring it up here when they come to varsity.
He is only a sophomore as well.
Well, you say only a sophomore. We've had a lot of sophomores come up and play some varsity positions as
Matt
needed the
Allison.
last few years. Like Matt Allison right now. There, a couple cutback moves by Blake Gromvold. Had to avoid a few tacklers.
It is 2nd and 6. The ball is on the 29-yard line.
That offensive line lining up. Hopefully with those big boys back, we can make some movement up front, make some room for our running backs to get through. Brought down by those big defensive tackles of Hollister.
He did look right there. He's kind of holding out his leg or his hip right there before he got up.
Ooh,
He's still holding down
Hughes
there.
is hurting. He is heading off the field as we're going to bring somebody on, I'm sure, to replace him.
Colin Cramlett played fullback in the past couple games. He's done an excellent job.
Very hard runner on Colton Cramlett. We look for a lot from him. He just doesn't quite have strength, and he can run up the middle as well as anybody else. There he goes.
On the trick play.
That was a trick play.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought Colton had the ball the whole time.
Convincing everyone else that he had the ball, including us. But that's gonna bring up
4th down.
By that Tiger defense. They're looking pretty good this year with 2 wreak havoc on our run game here.
We will punt the ball. Nice safe punt. See if Colton can get some better blockage than he did last game.
Good blocking for that punt. As they're gonna let it roll.
Punt right there, put him inside the 20.
It's always very good to have good punts that can give your defense a good shot at it.
Last week we didn't see very great punts because that's coming off of a lot of players being out and not having there. We had a lot of pressure on him to get the ball out in time, and some of them were tipped and pressure got to him.
Yeah, Catholic defense was really strong. Catholic offense was very strong last week, and our defense had a hard time containing him, even though they did keep him from scoring most of the game. But against Hollister, we're going to have to back up a little bit and keep those passes from going over our heads as they run up the middle. Brought down by a pack of Reed Spring Wolves. Clark was the one who initiated the contact on that one. As he is a big, strong kid that's been working hard for all 4 years, and it's glad to see him get some playing time now. Hollister Tigers up to the line as Reed Spring switches sides of the defense, preparing for that offensive play.
So we can kind of get a feel for what this game is going to consist of.
Yes, for right now it looks like it's going to be a pretty hard battle between the Wolves and the Tigers because both teams have really strong defenses as well
as offenses.
I mean, they're pretty well balanced, and look for a really tough game going on.
We've seen somewhat of what they're running. What we're trying to run is that we're wanting to run to the outside. We've only seen Blake really take the ball outside, and we keep going down the middle. So hopefully we can see a little more of the outside runs, see what we can try those, see what we can get out of those.
Yeah, as I said earlier, those big, really good defensive tackles that Hollister has, they're going to try and plug up our runs up the middle, as that whole defense is going to try and keep our runs in the middle to feed it to them. So if we can run outside, that's really going to aid our offense in getting away from those very strong defensive tackles. Coach Gosh coaching up his defense here before the timeout runs out.
Talking probably about the deep balls, the defensive backs needing to step up a little more, especially on that left side.
Also, in this third down situation, you may look for a pass play as they've been successful so far in the game.
Well, let's see what they're going to run here, see if we can get a stop on the third down.
We will have 4 defensive linemen, so that doesn't mean we're going to have a
man-to-man coverage.
Man-to-man coverage. Won't have any zone available, as Hollister has 2 receivers out left. Pass looking left. He's going to throw it deep.
To the left side again. That ball is intercepted
by Cole Watson.
But a pass interference flag right there. Looks like a push off on Cole.
He may the referee looks like it may be pass interference. Well, we do not have a decision yet, as the teams don't know what they're doing, so.
There is a pass interference.
That's going to really hurt our, that is going to hurt our offense here. Oh, wait a second. That's on the. All right, that was on the Reed Spring Wolves.
Cole Watson with a little bit of a push off.
Well, you know, I hate to say it, but I kind of like the aggression, even though it was a little too much there for the penalty. But you like to see that aggression. It's a little bit. It is better than a touch reception for an end zone.